Looking for a more skillful way to say we have the best service. Nobody
Okay.
says we're the fifth best company. I mean, everybody says
Yep.
they have the best service. We actually are the best.
Okay.
And that's not a biased thought. I mean, there's reviews and lots of things to point to that. But I guess the best way to kind of, or a skillful way to articulate that you are the best without sounding like every other is,
Mm-hmm.
no problem, I'll be here when you need a company. Insert has the best service, except a better way to say it.
Yeah, let's work on a better way to say it. Fair enough?
Yeah.
Okay, so what is, quick 1, 2, 3 sentences. What is the service that you provide?
So we do like uniforms and facility services. So if you're, in a big car dealership, we provide the uniforms for the car dealership.
Perfect.
Mechanics.
Perfect. Now give me an example of crap service, bad service, not your service. Give me an example of the hell somebody might have to go through if they go through, damn it, I still can't remember the guy from this, Mr. Burns, I got it. They go from Burns Uniform Services, Simpson, that bright young employee. Let's say they go with Mr. Burns and it's terrible service. Give me a specific example of what terrible service is.
So service issues that I've certainly heard about are, so it's a weekly service. It's a service where we come every week, pick them up, the dirties drop them. So the driver's not showing up on the same day every week.
Yeah.
Losing garments, et cetera, et cetera. So really, there's a number of things, but those are two that come to mind.
Perfect. I'm just going to give you a start, and you can take it home. You could put some water on it. You could trim it and turn it into a bonsai tree of a Matt Easton University net outcome statement, okay? Net outcome is not, hey, we'll be here when you need the best service. That's a mini sales pitch, right? Net outcome in your world, okay, you just said crappy service. Driver doesn't show up on time. Missed shipments, size is wrong. We're working with Burns Uniform Services. No problem. I'll be here when you absolutely positively need to make sure that those uniforms are delivered on time and that everybody has the gear that they need to have it, everybody looking right and the sizes are right. And you're not having to constantly scramble to find backups, or worse, have to store 3 or 4 extra backups because, quite frankly, the driver's just not that reliable. Fair enough? Right? And look at the picture that I'm painting for them is I will be, and by the way, this is why I love net outcome statements. You can't fight me on that, right? Oh no, well, we don't have that problem. Burns Uniform Services always shows up on time. Mr. Burns himself drops my uniforms off. Cool. I'll be here if anything changes. Do you see how it's a win? This is jujitsu. This is a win, 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 win. I don't freaking care. You want to turn over, I'm going to choke you out. You want to roll onto your back, boom, I'm just going to punch you in the face till you turn over, then I'm going to choke you out, okay? And if, by the way, if Mr. Burns really is that good, they're not a prospect anyways, okay? So what we want to do is we want to basically set the bar real high for Mr. Burns and Smithers and whoever's driving. Homer, drive that truck to drop those uniforms off. Right? We're going to set the bar really, really high. That sounds like this. Hey, we're already with somebody. We're using Burns. Man, thank you so much for your time. Great to hear. Hey, I will be here when you need to make sure that the uniforms get delivered on time, that the drivers are showing up as scheduled, that you're not having little tiny mishaps that turn into your best personnel not being in uniform when your hottest, worst customer shows up, the ones that tend to leave a 1-star Yelp review. Fair enough? Right? You can paint a little sizzle picture in there. By the way, I just did that for you and I don't even sell uniforms. That's what a uniform solves. Uniform solves the problem of making sure that my best people, my right people, look their best when the worst customer shows up, right? Nobody talks about that kind of stuff. Right? Hey, I will be, well, our guys are good. They deliver. That's awesome to hear. I'll be here when they don't, right? Boom, set the bar really high. Now, what have you done? You've planted a seed. And all of us can do this with our net outcome statements. You've now planted a seed. You have set a booby trap. You've set some Simtex up there, a trip line, everything. The minute Mr. Burns' van does not show up on Tuesday or doesn't have the size small medium that Javier needs, and Javier's the rock star, now all of a sudden Javier's wearing a t-shirt instead of the polo. It's like, dude, we gotta call that other guy, right? He had brought this up. This is a serious problem. We probably wouldn't have got that bad Yelp review if Javier was in uniform, right? This is a problem for us. When somebody says, I'm all good, not right now, it's not a fit for us, it is not the time to go, well, if I could just have 5 minutes, I'd like to tell you why our service is better. That dog is not gonna hunt. They're not gonna go, well, okay, yeah, let me listen. You're just gonna say that without saying it. That's awesome. I will be here when you need to make sure that the trucks show up on time, that your best people are in uniform, the right uniform, not a loaner, not somebody else's, and you've got access to inventory in a moment's notice for new hires, whatever those situations are. So you need to go home, trim this bonsai with what are all the ways that things can go sideways if the uniform company relationship is screwed up, and where do we shine? And then change that into no problem, I will be here when you need blank. And it's the outcome, not the service. Listen to the difference. Here's the service, no problem, I'll be here when you need uniforms on time, right? Well, that's what I just said I have. Thanks for that. No problem, I will be here when you need to make sure that everybody's got their uniform, that there's no mishaps, and your top people are always looking their best when you have the most difficult customers in front of them. Fair enough? That's where you got to play around with that. If you like this video, I got you. I'm going to hook you up. Click the link in my bio. I'm going to give you the closing mini masterclass. It's normally $300. I'm going to pay for everything. You're going to close a lot more business. You're going to make a lot more money. You're going to have a lot more fun. And you're going to be like, Matt Easton changed my life. And I'm going to be like, yes, I did. Did we just become best friends? And you're going to say, yes, we did. And then you and I are going to be best friends, and it'll be great. So click the link in my bio so we can be friends and you can close more business, and I'll cover all the cost. See you there.